is everyone today? We hope you are all well. I am Mike. With me, as always, is not as always. Last week you weren't here.
No.
But thank you so much for healing. It's penciled in, Nikki.
Yay! I am back. I was living up to my name.
That was the entire point of why it's called penciled in. So,
True. Yeah, we call penciled in because sometimes we don't show up.
Can't show up. And as always, as well, we've got producer Petter keeping us in check, giving us some of that good
research,
show talk, and helping us out with his Google Elves.
Yay!
Good evening.
And hello. Solid intro.
Solid. Nailed it.
Thank you. Yes.
Well done. Thanks.
That was everything it needed to be. Sorry, Petter, did you say something then, bud?
No, I was just saying hi.
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 So we are just gonna get straight into it today, I think.
Yeah, a couple things to talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get going.
So first thing we're going to talk about is myself and Michael. We decided to check out WXW's it's 16 karat gold kind of tournament that they've got happening. It's happening across this weekend, and we knew nothing about it until Charlie, shout out to Charlie, sent us a message with the card and told us, get your ass to Triller and have a watch. So we did, and we had a great time, and we're definitely going to catch the second part of that, which is tonight.
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
it?
It is. Yeah. Night, last night, tonight, and tomorrow night.
Yeah, so WXW, it was in Germany, and the card was pretty bloody stacked.
It was huge.
So I'm just gonna run through like who was on the card and just talk about a couple of the matches and stuff, because the reason why I've not been on is I've not been very well. I've been getting my ass handed to me by everything, my disabilities. And so last night I had so many painkillers, so it got to a point where I just can't remember what I was watching, but I had a good time. So
just staring at.
I was just staring. So we have Bobby Guns versus Anita Vaughn, Lawrence Roman versus Adam. I can't read my own writing.
Sorry.
Priest.
Adam Priest.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will massacre this name. Masaki.
That wasn't who was against.
Was that not who went out against Tisha in the end? Did they change it?
Oh yeah, no, it was. Yeah. Masaki Mochizuki.
Thank you. Against Tisha, which was a really good match. Oku versus Ahura. Psycho Clown versus Joseph Fenech. Masha Slamovich versus Cara Noir. Leon Slater versus Igor Blanc. And again, another name I'm absolutely...
Daisuke Sakamoto.
Thank you. Versus one called Manders.
So that was out of order. It actually started with Oku and Ahura.
Yeah.
And that was such a good way to start the entire thing.
Yeah.
The crowd was so hyped for it. Like, they immediately pulled it into it. Because like you say, we'd never heard of this thing.
We've not seen any WXW until last night. And the crowd were fantastic. They were immediately game, which made us immediately game. Interestingly though, Oku was booed when he came out, which obviously the guy he was against is their guy, I guess, and so he comes out and Oku got booed, which I'm not used to hearing. It was kind of interesting. By the end of the match they were cheering both of them because it was just a solid fun match.
Definitely getting a lot of a split chance throughout, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was a much more of a mixed bag reception than I'm used to seeing for Oku. So it was actually kind of cool. And this Ahura guy, obviously you've never seen him before, but who's it? He reminded me. He looked like Ilya Dragunov, but like stretched out. But like skinny because of it.
Yeah.
And he did this move where he jumped out from the ring, and everyone was chucking themselves into the what's it called? Into the crowd, like throwing themselves out. This guy like did a weird standing spinning move and just took Oku out and took out a chair. I'm pretty sure he cracked his head. But it was mental. Really fun start to the tournament.
Yeah, there was something we noticed about this particular show was they were flying out into the crowd, and like we see it in GCW a lot and stuff, but Lord, they were just hurtling themselves into these chairs. He landed like sat up and leaned back on one chair, and the chair just crumpled because there's how much force he kind of hit the chair at. Then that was, like I say, that was a great match. Really Psycho, good. I'm not saying this in any order. I'm just saying this in kind of like no, we never go in order, do we? Psycho Clown. I've again totally new to Psycho Clown. When I was younger, I had mad phobia of clowns. So like Doink the Clown and all that stuff, he scared the goddamn life out of me, genuinely. But that aside, clown gimmicks in wrestling sometimes they're great, but the wrestling might not always be there, you know, like it's kind of more about the gimmick. And I'm talking about the ones who are very, very clown, like clearly I'm a clown with the red nose and stuff. I'm not talking about your other ones like, you know, you kind of people who go with that kind of circus theme, you know, like Carly's and stuff like that. That's great. So I was interested to see this guy and he was insane. I loved it. Very, for a start, his mask was sick. Like he looked so cool. And this match just wasn't what I expected at all. It was very heavy hitting. It was violent. It was fast. It was fast. You know, and it was just I was just sat here most of the time, slightly unnerved because clown, but also blown away by these two guys just absolutely throwing everything, and they're not small guys. Again, more crowd, into the chairs, everything. It was just everywhere, pure chaos. I loved it.
Oh yeah. I didn't get to see much of that much because I was sorting food out at the time.
Yeah.
But what I saw from it, saw from Psycho Clown in particular, was really cool. And like you say, his mask with the tongue, he's like, it constantly looks like he's got his tongue sticking out. So,
yeah.
But it very cool, and he had like a lucha vibe. I don't know if that's the case, but he was like you say, both too fast paced.
He's in Triple A.
Yeah, so he was lucha. There's a lot of hard hitting spinny flips, which you tend to get kind of in AAA and CMLL and stuff like that. So
it was just fantastic.
I have seen Psycho Clown a few times, and he is good.
I gained a new fan for sure. I'm gonna have to check him out some more of his work out because I really enjoyed him.
Fearless about going into crowd again, like you say, like you were saying before, because they ended up in the crowd. I'm pretty sure he gave a suplex to Fennec Jr. And if that is his name, I might be pronouncing it wrong. I do apologize if I am. But it was very, very like there just seemed to be no give, and there was no the crowd had very little time to get out of the way, but they also seemed to. It was like, you know what,
they know the drill.
Then you know the drill. Get out.
They knew the drill.
Like I say, this felt like a show. Obviously, like I say, we'd never heard of it. We've cottoned on very quickly. This is a big deal.
Yeah, it was cool.
Show. There's a promo at the beginning where it was showing all the winners. It was, I can't remember. I know Gresham was on there. I know who the hell did I see? I can't remember. It's not come to my mind.
Yeah.
But very, very important. So it was like, right, well, we're going to watch all of these now.
Yeah.
Because we've just found a new thing.
But yeah, and it was a pleasant surprise. Like, it's one of the things that I think I love about kind of all of this is when we get suggestions, show suggestions, match suggestions from other people like Charlie, Miles, yourself. We're always getting different suggestions, and when we do check them out as well, it's always so good, and it's always a wonderful surprise. It's like finding treasure every now and again when that gets to happen. So it's a lot of fun if we don't like to restrict ourselves too much. So
well, I mean, that's the point. We watch it all.
Yeah,
literally all of it as much as we can.
And then
in the day.
And then I'm not going into other details about every single aspect of this card because I just don't want to spoil anything for everyone. But Leon Slater and I go blank. this is their second match. They had a previous match. Was it Rev Pro? Was it Rev Pro? Progress. Sorry, Progress. My apologies. And it was phenomenal. And this is them meeting again, and just breath taken away from me. It was stunning. Leon is so fucking over just around the world, just everywhere. He walked out, and the reception he had was wonderful to see. He's just a superstar, hands down. Doesn't matter where he goes, he is known and loved, and rightfully so. The crowd were excited for this match, and I mean, if you saw their previous match, you were going to be excited about it.
Oh yeah, we knew they could. We knew they could dance.
Yeah,
it was always going to be great. I did not see it going as hard and as brilliant as it was. It was it was great to see how they elevated both their game and how they elevated each other. Especially since July, I think it was.
Yeah, it was summer, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was August or July.
And just two of the greatest high flyers in the game at the minute. Just absolutely throwing everything except for the kitchen sink at each other.
Because that would mean disqualification.
It would be a DQ.
Wasn't that type of match.
No, it wasn't.
That's not what we do here.
It was not. But again, just fast paced, beat, and every few seconds were just kind of, when you wince and you close your eyes, like how Leon does that thing where he jumps through the ropes across the ring, and he kind of dives through them, and every time I just freeze and close my eyes because I am just waiting for the day that lad goes head first into the post instead, because it's so close, but he is just like a bat. He's got radar around him, and he's not going to hit anything except for what he's intending to hit. And Igo Blanc, again, just stellar performer, and those two have got such wonderful chemistry, and they play off each other so beautifully. Leon's got a lot of aggression at the minute. He's got a bit of this kind of like, he was kind of like, not cocky's not the word, but he's got this new kind of vibe about him.
There's definitely a cockiness there, but like a kind of like when he gets them down on the ground, he starts he's clapping at him. I love that. It's like, come on then, come on, let's
let's do
this. Some wrestling. It's always after kind of like a fundamental move as well.
Yeah.
So it's a really good way of kind of like, bitching them out a little bit.
Yeah. So it's bit again, and we've been watching Leon for a long time now. We've been watching him since early South Pro days, when he turned up and he did like the Commonwealth and got the title and everything, and to just see him, like, he was great then, and we were like, Jesus, this kid, because he was just a kid, and
yeah, really.
And to see where he's gone between then and now in such a short time, it's only a couple of years, really. He's over in TNA, he's doing stuff with the Hardys, which is awesome.
Really killing it there as well. Such a great reception, and everyone's very close to the possibility of a Leon Slater and Javon Evans on NXT. That could happen, which would be mad.
That would be a genuine great match if it happens. And again, I feel like it was left with the potential for them to have a third meeting.
Oh yeah, no, these guys need to dance again.
They really should, because like I say, they get in the ring together and it's just art.
It is. Some of the counters they were doing to each
mind-boggling.
other were ridiculous, out of nowhere shit. And there was a move where it kind of like where Leon's on the ropes on the side, Eagle Blanc jumps over to kind of give him a kind of somersault, or like to get him into a pin. I don't know if it was just the way the camera moved or what, but he moved so fluid and smoothly over and then round, and Leon like just kind of counterbalanced perfectly for him. It just it didn't look real. And
no,
I also don't know if this is just on a side thing, a point to the production of WXW, because we noticed that everything looked so fast. I don't know if it's the cameras that they use, the frame. I don't know if it's different frame rate. I don't know if it's the way the lighting. I don't know what it was, but everything just looked really like fast and speedy, and
Anita
we've
Vaughn
seen all these
and
guys.
Bobby, there was a sequence at the beginning of that match
yeah.
where they were kind of grappling with each other and countering each other's like dead quick, but it was so fast that I was like, this looks like it's on fast forward. Again, don't know if it was the frame rate of the camera, because it could have been.
I don't know what it was. It was
again, that match was brilliant. They were equally matched. It was really good. They threw everything at each other too. But
so
very fast.
That
but
was
yeah,
a violent match as well.
It was
super. Bobby Guns, obviously definitely one of their guys. To a huge pop, but Anita Vaughn was who they were cheering for.
Yeah.
Way before the end. She gave everything. She's a very strong chick. And he had one of the most explosive looking German suplexes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then he did one, and I was kind of like, Jesus Christ, that looked, again, because the speed of stuff I was looking, but that looked really explosive. Bloody hell. I wonder if he's got a lot of power in his legs and just cut to his legs and these giant tree trunks on this relatively, like, not the henchiest guy on the planet, but his legs, fuck me.
It's almost like they read Mike's mind. You're like, oh, let's give a close up on this guy's thighs.
I'm grateful for it.
But yeah, overall, just it was on Triller, and then tonight is, so this is kind of a tournament essentially.
Yes.
So like the next round of that is this evening, which I don't know what time.
Final.
Yeah, and so it's the 8th of March now, today, as we record this. So we're gonna check that out
I'll get
tonight to kind of just see where it all goes. But yeah, I think we might have to add WXW into our rotation a little bit.
At least the 16 karat gold every year.
Yeah.
That's like 3 nights of awesome wrestling, including what we've been led to believe is the Bloodsport kind of vibe of WXW show, which is currently on as we're recording this. So we'll be watching that later. So, and then we've also got SmackDown, AEW, and Revolution. So we've got a full WrestleFest weekend that we did not expect. Very excited.
Love a sneaky WrestleFest weekend.
They are fun. We get them loads, which is like starting to become a bit of a time suck.
So yeah, if you fancy checking that out, definitely, and you've got Triller, go and have a look at it. It should be up. And they're kind of the second part of that tournament is this evening, I believe. I can't remember what time. About 7 p.m. 8 p.m.
I'd imagine it will be. Yeah.
It's the 8th of March today, so by the time it's out, it's probably happened. But yeah, check it out. It should still be up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to say, on the 16 cap, I have a friend that's currently over there right now.
Nice.
Oh wow.
That's gone over. I think I've got a couple of people. I know Matthew of Botchamania fame.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
He's over there because he always does it because it's the biggest European, arguably world tournament there is.
It's I
say European because I've probably said the G1's the biggest.
Yeah.
But I've watched like highlights over the last few years of it. And the crowds in Germany are just mad anyway.
They're so
They are loud.
European crowds are
really loud. And I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been Manders last year. I'll have to double check that. But there was one who effectively kind of like high-fived everyone in the entire building.
Wow.
During the interval. He didn't miss a single person out. He went round the ring and then he went into the second, third, fourth rows the entire time, just like high-fiving everyone. So it just shows you like how big this tournament is and how much the wrestlers enjoy going on it.
Yeah.
Because I think last year saw Luke Jacobs and 1v1. The man one
called Manders.
That's him.
Yeah.
Because I think that was when Jacob started wearing like the cowboy hat.
Oh, was it?
I think that was the tournament that kick-started it all. But yeah.
Manders had a really great match as well. Like
really brilliant.
That match that he had as well was a genuine dream match of his. And you could tell that he was just so happy to have had that. So that was a lovely moment.
And also, Sekimoto has the best music of the entire tournament. Don't care if
it's bop.
It's an absolute it was he didn't come out for ages as well. I'm not sure what was going on there, but holy shit, we were grooving. And then it also looked like Manders may have legitimately knocked him the fuck out right at the end because he got up and his eye was different.
Yeah, he was changed by the end of that match.
It was very swollen. He got caught by something. He really did seem like he might have killed the man.
He got Manders rash, but that's what happens, wrestling.
That's
but yeah, that's our kind of our little WXW excursion. Like
really cool New Japan. To have to like we said, we keep learning about all these new things as far as like indie wrestling goes, and now it's like holy shit, this is a really big thing. So it's awesome to be able to kind of go back and watch new things when we can. This weekend's gonna roll.
Cheers, Charlie, for the suggestion. Cheers for that. Thank you, dude.
So we will come to my part of the show, my little humble corner, where last week I took in Salford City Wrestling with Joe of Damn It Vacant fame. It was a fun afternoon, evening. Started off with drinks, but I'm trying to remember where it was called. I think it was the Ostrich near Heaton Park. Anyway, I digress, as Taz would say. We then headed to the Pendlebury Social Club to watch Salford City Wrestling Coronation, where it was a follow-on of the debut show that saw Troy Ryan of Meatwagon being crowned the King of Salford. More on that later. But let's get into what happened. So the opening match saw Jack Barron of the Zumberweights. He took on Jensen Vesper. But if you're Future Shock fans, you know him best as Jason Scooter.
Wow.
This kind of went back and forth. Very comedic match. Barron, this is going to sound bad, but I don't mean it to. For his size, he is very athletic. But then again, it could be the jersey he has on. But Vesper is that just annoying character. Those that have seen him will know where I'm coming from. When he does the 5, 6, 7, 8, when he's doing a move in the corner and the ref kind of counts up to 4, he then spins away and starts reenacting the step song.
I was going to say fast. I won't sing it in case we get.
The first couple of times, it's really funny, but when you've seen it, it's so annoying. But then again, he is a heel. Yeah, expect it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be, yeah.
So Barron won in the end. Haven't put how he won because my notes aren't that in depth. But Barron won on debut. The next match we had featured 2 people that have been at loggerheads with Salford City Wrestling. That is the team known as the Bigger Picture, with Joe Young and Nishiki. I'm probably saying that wrong.
I'm going to say this because DJ King very beautifully let me know that I'd said his name wrong. It is Nishiki.
Thank you.
It's okay.
I knew I was going to mess that one up, but thankfully I have you two to fall back on.
It's all good.
So they've been at loggerheads with Salford, saying they weren't put on the first card originally. We're like young upstarts. We should be getting more respect, which they did, and they won their opening match. So they've come back, and Salford said, "You have a bit of banter, but you don't have very good banter," which brought us the Banter Boss.
Hey!
With Danny Cropper, Tom Farewell, and obviously Uncle Ryan. Everyone's favourite uncle in professional wrestling.
Yes, indeed.
This again was quite comedic. Where the start of the match was basically Tom and Danny beating up the other two.
Yeah.
Ryan was just running around the ring half the time. Got involved. It was great. He got involved in the match where he ran the ropes, took a clothesline from Proper.
Oof.
Proper pins him, and then they all started celebrating because the referee counted 3. Only to realise that it wasn't the opponent.
It was uncle.
So all 3 of them start like dancing and celebrating. Referee says, "Get out the ring." So then obviously the villains then take over. I think it was Danny that took most of the brunt. I've slept since, so again, this is from memory.
Yeah.
So the bigger picture take over. Tom comes in. In the end, the Banter Bus win.
Nice.
Took an awkward finishing move. It looked like a 3D, but from where we were sat for the first 2 matches, you didn't get the best of view.
Right, okay.
So we kind of like looking over like kids stood on chairs and tall people in front of us with like afros and things like that. But the Banter Bus took victory on debut. I will say as well, there was one bloke on this show that wanted to make it all about him.
Yeah, I heard about this guy. Yeah.
So he was. I'll come to him later because he does get his comeuppance.
Yeah.
So the third match, we had a triple threat where we had the Ice Queen herself, Lily Winter. She went up against Alfie, who she beat by controversy on the debut show, using DD to gain the pinfall. DD being the teddy bear of Alfie.
Yeah.
And added to the mix was Natalie Sykes, the 21st century liability, who was making her debut.
Okay.
And I've seen her a few times. I really like Nat. She's good.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of it, Joe had no clue who she was. And by the end of it, I think he mentioned on their podcast this week of he'd like to see more because he really thought she was good.
Yeah.
Nice one.
So it's wrestling. You see someone new, you leave, finding like someone really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one. It looked like it was going to be Alfie and Sykes working together because Sykes came out as a babyface, smiling, waving, and I'd kind of said to Joe, I don't like this. She's a heel everywhere I go. And thank God she very quickly changed. Attacking Alfie, showing the L, like putting the L to her forehead, calling everyone losers, which is what you kind of want, really, from a heel on a family show.
Very mean girl, but like you say, friendly, totally possible.
Yeah.
Think of like Brat.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I've got.
Sykes. But she's good. So Winter and Sykes practically just beat Alfie. Alfie mounts a mini comeback. Winter I think she rolled up Alfie to get the pinfall. It was a bit of a handicap match effectively, but it was still a really good match despite all that.
Nice.
And now has Winter holding a 2-0 record over little old Alfie.
Nice. Okay.
So I'm expecting a tag match next month. Because I've kind of seen who's on the card, so I think that's where they're going to go. But yeah, this is one of the rare feuds that they've kind of built early so far.
Yeah.
Because they've only had 2 shows, so they're still getting into it.
Yeah.
Nice.
We then had Starkiller Dave Birch taking on Andre Decker. This was a really good match. Birch being the smaller of the two, because if you've seen Decker, he is a man mountain of a man.
Andre Decker, we have seen him in
Have we?
something before, but I will.
So Joe was falling about Decker because I think he is the OPW champion.
Right, yeah.
So our table was effectively the Decker table. But this match again, Birch used speed, high flying moves. Decker used brute strength. It was one of the rare matches where you thought, where's this going to go? Birch won with a submission, who's now proving to be more a submission wrestler in Salford City.
Okay.
Because he beat Bentley with the same move in the King of Salford tournament back in October, I want to say. So Birch has when it's a singles match, he has a 2-0 record. So he is being built as one of the big heels there. Speaking of Bentley, he was involved in a triple threat match against Philip Michael, who is also part of the Zumberweights. But at Salford, he is a heel. And they took on, as the third and final participant in this match, Peyton Steen.
Nice.
And Steen, who, if you've seen any of his promo videos for Salford, his badmouth Salford to death, used the FA Cup victory for City against Salford.
Yep.
Wore a City shirt saying, I don't even like football, but if it's against Salford, it's great. It's so funny.
I know this winds you up. So
yeah,
proper lined up.
I was laughing during that promo video. I couldn't have liked it enough. So during this match, it was Steen, and he kept trying to grab the microphone, going to take off his shirt, which I think Joe had a couple, and he kept saying, "Take off the shirt." which is funny, because he got like a biggest man crush on him. Steen is just funny. He's good, but he's one of my favorite wrestlers to watch as well.
Yeah.
Bentley was just strong, brute. I'm trying to think who I can compare him with. I would say like Brian Cage, like just pure power, but can do like a bit more. Philip Michael was almost like the straight man of the three. He could give moves, but he took a lot as well. Steen seemed more interested in getting the microphone and running down the crowd of Salford, saying, "I'm going to take my shirt off," and then one of them would just like attack him before he got to the point. I think on the third occasion he finally done it. Our table whooped and hollered, but then Bentley just like beat the crap out of him. So as it went on, Steen had a couple of close calls, nailed a power bomb from the. Oh, sorry. Bentley went to hit a move on Michael. Steen got underneath to turn it into like a double power bomb. But then Steen got knocked to the outside later on. Bentley pinned Michael to chalk up his first victory at Salford City.
Nice.
And then we came to the main event of the evening, which was the King of Salford, Troy Ryan, being coronated with a cape that, as he kind of messaged me, said did not fit him properly, kept breaking when he tried to put it around his shoulders.
Hench.
Yeah. Well, I said to him, why don't you ask like Lady Gaga for her tail and get a meat cape? Anyway, yes. Whether that happens, we don't know.
Being too hench for the cape is it could definitely be a thing.
Too
though.
hench for the cape.
Yeah.
It can't contain the mute.
Even Superman could.
That's what you could.
Or hench.
Just as he flexes, the cape just like springs off. That's what you want.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
So we had Jay Burnley, who was announcing, who's more known for Atomic.
Mm-hmm.
He had his debut as the MC. He basically coronated Ryan. Jack Johnson came out, who is a babyface in Salford, obviously.
Salford, yeah.
Salford's own, Salford's favourite son. He then said, why don't you put like the King of Salford crown up for grabs? The match, again, this is a really good match as well. There wasn't really a bad match on the card.
Yeah.
It was like a really good show.
You could say the first couple matches were a bit disjointed, but overall the show was really good.
Yeah.
But as we got to the back end, Jack looked like he was going to get victory. Referee took a bump, and then I was hoping something would happen, and it did. Aiton Steen returned.
Hey.
At the first show, he basically beat up Johnson on the outside to deny him becoming the King of Salford. And of course, when he has another opportunity to become the King of Salford, who else is going to interrupt? Steen. So Steen interferes, uses a steel chair to the back, throws the evidence out, and Ryan, who became a heel early on, turning on the crowd, which I've never seen Ryan as a heel, and so I'm here for it. Ryan pinned Johnson to retain the King of Salford crown.
Yeah.
And saw Steen bringing a steel chair into the ring, attacking Johnson a bit more, setting it up and challenging him to a Salford City street fight.
Okay.
On April 25th at Long Live the King. Tickets for that have flown out.
Seen. Haven't they already nearly sold out?
I think it's sold 100 in one day, but I think it's like almost half have gone.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And at the rate going, it could well be sold out by the end of the week.
Yeah, people are really hot on them at the minute.
Definitely.
So Jack accepted the challenge.
Of course.
And then we got to Jack taking the microphone, accepting the challenge. But this one bloke that seemed to want to make it all about him. I think a lot have seen the video.
Yeah.
He was just making like being a bit of a dick, really.
Yeah.
He kept cheering for like the bad guys because he thought it was funny. So he was the first match we had was Baron and Vesper. He kept saying Blackburn sucks. Why? No one was interested. Everyone just stared at him. The second match, Danny Proper said, we'll beat these Tory boys up. He then started singing, come on the Tory boys. Bigger picture saying, will you shut up? We'd moved away from near him at that point. So we didn't hear any more chants, but we heard he was saying some stuff.
He's being an antagonist all night long. Just one of those people who just
don't do it. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah. Apparently challenged someone outside.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Jack then at the end of the show grabbed the microphone, shut down this bloke, and just said, "No one's here for you." You just went absolutely at him. The crowd got right behind Jack. Everyone was like clapping the heads off. Because everyone was fed up with this guy. There was people in front of me at the first couple matches. I think they wanted to get him. Because it was so annoying. But despite that one bloke, the show was easily the best one they've done so far.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the third one because I've already got my tickets for it. So I will be there for long beginning. It is on April 25th at the Pendlebury Social Club. Yeah, they put a statement out very quickly, informing everyone of there had been an incident and that both fans and wrestlers had voiced concerns over it. So they were going to find who it was and pretty much give them a dressing down. Whether they come back, I don't know. But it was made very clear that they were not accepting this and they were going to come down on it as quick as possible. To which a lot of other companies may have kind of brushed it under the carpet. Salford did not. They immediately wanted to try and stamp out the problem. So, full credit to Salford. And onwards and upwards to next time.
Lovely.
So, that is one event I have scheduled in possibly 46 shows I'm attending this year, if things go well.
You've had a busy start, haven't
Very
you?
good start.
Yeah. I did go into this year thinking I won't go to many shows. And I think I've already done like 9 already.
It's March.
Yeah.
And I think it's only March.
Very good.
So,
It's only just March.
Yeah.
So we've got some breaking news.
Oh, he hates breaking news. I don't like breaking news. I don't want it.
Okay, so Infamous have literally like a few minutes ago just announced a new match for their show that is happening on the 12th of April. And it is a fatal 4-way. And it's going to be Thelwell, who we were just talking about, versus Dan Evans versus Lewis Johnson versus Lucy Sky.
Oh,
What?
that's going to be a good 4-way. Awesome.
And it says, who will walk away with a huge win? Only one way to find out. So yeah, there you go.
Superb.
News.
Ooh, that was fun.
Nice.
who knew?
You know.
Journalist now, officially. I am not, nor do I ever claim to be. So we are going to, I am going to do a wrestler spotlight. And it's a boy, cool guy, lots of friends, Ian Skinner. And the reason why I've wanted to talk about Ian Skinner since we started this, because he is genuinely one of my favorite people in BritWres, for a multitude of reasons. But he has got just so many big matches coming up at the minute.
It's crazy.
And so I thought, why not? Why not talk about Big Skinsy? So we first became aware of Ian Skinner at South Pro when we went to First Reign. He came out and it was like a scramble match, wasn't it? I can't really remember.
Was it the cup?
Yeah, it was a big multi-man match, and he came out and went straight, like, kind of past the ring over to comms with like a little Diet Coke, and there he stayed for a while. So I immediately loved him for that.
Yeah,
I love, if you know anything about the kind of wrestlers that I love people like MJF and Seth Rollins and stuff like that. I love little shits, and people who aren't afraid to duck and dive and bob and weave and just play the friggin' system, right? You a fan of Ian Skinner?
big fan.
Even the dogs like you. So yeah, I was immediately on board with Skinner from the very first time that I saw him, which was at South Pro. Since then, now Ian also had he obviously was up in Scotland prior to South Pro, but I'm just kind of talking about what I kind of know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he made the move as well. Was it last year to Yorkshire? I think it was as well.
I believe
so he's even more like across the northwest, seeing him pop up more. But since we first saw him at First Reign, he has just gone from strength to strength to strength. And one of the things that stands out about Ian Skinner is his ability and willingness to utilize social media to promote himself, to promote shows that he's on, to work matches, to do all sorts. From dot, he's been doing that. He puts out the most audacious promos. He puts his music at the beginning. You know it's an Ian Skinner promo. It's got his music. He usually, over time he found that kind of look, so you knew this is a Skinner promo. He's got his jacket on, his big fluffy, he's got his shades on. He's usually stood by his shelf, which is now loaded with titles and wonderful trophies, which has been wonderful to see that shelf get filled up.
More and more stuff.
You're gonna need a bigger shelf, Ian, soon. Like
cabinet.
It's ridiculous, but it's been really wonderful to see the evolution of Ian Skinner from then with like the blue crop top kind of jumper and everything.
It was blue crop top to fluffy jacket
to this,
and
these
sunglasses.
Really ridiculous over the top ring jackets. The Scream one. I love
so good.
I love that one so much. I literally DM'd him like, I need to know where you got that from. Because I'm such a Scream fan. The sunglasses, little additions, like Ian Skinner, if you enjoy a wrestler who gets character and character work and nuance and is a bit of a film nerd, Skinner's your guy. He
commits to a bit in a way that very few other people do.
He genuinely,
I respect that so goddamn hard, because even when it's just like even if someone feels you can tell that they're like, I don't know how to take this, won't give you anything, won't give you an inch.
No,
it's like stare. You'll keep the eye lock with you. It's like, no, you're coming with me on this fucking journey, and it's always hilarious. And you come out and you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
It makes you love him. So many people I've seen, so many people be like, nope. Because he's a heel at the end of the day, so you're not supposed to love the heel.
Yeah.
And then by the end of something, they go, motherfucker.
Yeah. At the infamous show in the Knudsen match, we were the ones we were cheering him.
They didn't know. Yeah, so he had
by the end he was getting big cheers.
Yeah.
I mean, that match fucked.
He wins you over because the talent is there. His work in the ring is stunning. I mean,
unbelievably great.
The guy has the wrestler tattooed on his chest. Shibata. Like she's got Shibata in his pose tattooed on his chest. This guy knows wrestling. He loves wrestling, and I believe he respects it and appreciates it. As
definitely seems like he gets the psychology and the kind of the intricacies of what wrestling can be and the different ways to use it. It doesn't have to all be in the ring, and when you are in the ring, you can tell a story. Mm-hmm. It's not just move.
Yeah, and it's not all gimmick either. It's not all, he can wear these ring jackets and these sunnies and be this kind of guy who's full of audacity, because when he gets in the ring, he can back that up. Like, I am a huge fan of lariats. Lariats are my thing. I love a good lariat. Ian Skinner, he has the most stunning hip up into a lariat, and he calls it the pumpkin bomber, which I love. Obviously, that's a bit of Spider-Man there, the pumpkin bomber, it is brutal. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I'll put on this the link to the Skinner Knudsen match, because he does a really beautiful one in that. He can throw. I've seen him take down huge guys with that move alone. It's stunning. Sorry, the dog just fell off the bed.
Full on Long Live the King moment for Harvey there.
He just fell back. Oh, he was stunned. And then another move that he does, which again is kind of like a brain buster combined with GTS, and he calls it the gold member to sleep. And obviously, if you know Skinner, you watch his promos, he is not shy to throw in an Austin Powers reference. He loves Austin Powers.
Yeah, baby.
And to be fair, it tracks. It really does track. But the thing about Ian Skinner is, people underestimate him, which I think plays really well to his strength. So, you know, the character that he plays is this kind of, you know, well, I've got loads of friends, whatever, and then gets in the ring, people are booing him. But then at the same time, you can't deny him. Like, we've seen him, he beat Leon Slater. You know, he had this absolutely stunning match with Knudsen, Infamous. He is the title, he's got the Tidal Open Championship. He has that. He also is the South Pro Commonwealth champion, which he has held for over 300 days at this point.
He hasn't, did he?
He beat Leon Slater for that in a great match. And the way that I kind of sum up Ian Skinner, whenever I say to someone like, why do you like him so much? What is it that you like about him? I can see throughout my kind of life of enjoying wrestling the characters that I've loved. You like Chris Jericho's and Seth Rollins, and just he fits right in with all those people. He doesn't seem like, but also at the same time very much himself. There is an individuality there with him, and there's this intelligence that goes a little bit unnoticed. For example, the reason why I wanted to talk about Ian this week was he brought out a promo, and it is not like the typical Skinner promo we're all used to seeing. His music isn't there. He's not wearing the jacket or the sunglasses. He's not in the corner with his trophies with the shelf. He's not being, hey, it's Big Skin's your boy. It's stripped back. He's got just like a plain top on. It's shot like in the mirror, his reflection back at him, plain wall, and then the music playing in the background is a Deftones song. And so straight away, this is completely not the Ian Skinner that I'm used to, that you're used to. This is a whole new vibe, which I'm excited about. Are we getting a new Ian? Are we getting another are we getting another evolution of
him?
Ian
what does it
Skinner
mean for this match? It's going to be to see away with the bullshit.
So him and Judas Gray have got quite the history. They've got quite the past, and they are going to be facing each other at Discovery. And so this promo, Ian is talking about in it respect. This isn't really about titles. This isn't about glory. This is about you learning to like respect me, like gaining Ian Skinner's respect. I respect you again. Throughout it, he talks about basically how different Judas has gotten. Like, I've seen you, throughout your career. I respected you, all these things. The song that's playing in the background is a Deftones song. The lyrics aren't on it. It's just the instrumental. However, the lyrics on that song, the chorus is, I saw a change in you. So again, just a really pairing the music with what he's saying, how it's stripped down it is. He fucking gets it. And he is a movie fan. We all know that Skinner is a movie fan. And I am a huge movie nerd. Mike's a huge movie nerd too. And we love when we see him add a little something in there. He used to have business cards that were just like the American Psycho business cards.
Love that.
The
best things in like most pop culture is when there's Easter eggs, and he gives Easter eggs in his wrestling, and that's so fun.
Yeah,
it's a little extra nod because it connects you with someone. It does genuinely makes you as a fan connect with the wrestler, because it's like, oh, you like the thing that I like you a little bit more now.
Yeah,
and I think it's just a really cool element to add. It does remind me, actually, next time we do see him, we need to ask if he knows how the Penguin is.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But the Penguin is not okay,
guys. He's not okay. But yeah, all kind of character aside, all that aside, in the ring, he is technically sound. He is he's got explosiveness like that just comes out of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
He did not, sometimes you see people that get a run up and then boom, it's just boom out of nowhere from him. Like I say, his kip up, lariat, Pumpkin Bomber blows me away every time. He uses submissions. He just throws every kind of style that he can draw upon, and he tailors it to whoever the hell he's wrestling against. He's wrestled Simon Miller, he's wrestled huge guys, small guys, tag teams, you name it. And every time he fits because he can adapt. He's the chameleon. Leading into that, though, I do have a few kind of dream kind of matches that I would actually love to see Ian Skinner.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Have. So I'm just gonna throw them out there in case anybody listens and goes, oh yeah, let's make that happen. So I really, really want to see Ian Skinner against Charles Crowley. I think those two could fuck with each other in a way that we've not seen.
It would the ridiculously and the audacity would go to almost extreme levels, to the point where it becomes dark and dangerous and fucked up.
Well, that's
so
it.
They could really bring out some really dark, freaky shit.
Could really
and I'd love that.
And Charles Crowley at the minute is going back down a very, very dark path. And so I think that would be a really interesting combination.
Fuck yeah.
Since the first Soft Pro show, essentially, or the second Soft Pro show, sorry, I've wanted to see Ian Skinner versus Lucia Lee. I've also wanted to see them as a tag team. And then I also would really love to see him against Kenta.
Oh, fuck.
Right?
I remember we discussed that one before. That match would...
We've fantasy booked that match so many times. I don't know if it has happened at any point, but I don't think it has. And I also, so sorry, Ian, but you guys just keep clashing every now and again and coming into each other. So I really feel like an Alton Thorne, Ian Skinner situation too, because every now and again you two just have words. So
not you staring the pot.
But yeah, I would also like to see Alton Thorne against Ian Skinner. Sorry, Ian.
Why not?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wanted to spotlight Ian Skinner. I feel like if you enjoy BritWres and you haven't yet had the opportunity to see him, then you definitely should check him out. He is on all the socials and his name is the same on all of them. It's Ian Skinner PW. He's on Blue Sky, X, Instagram. He has a TikTok as well. He always pops up if someone's doing a live. Like, he's turned up on Tommy Jackson's Twitch live stream a few times before now. If you are doing a live or anything and you're in the wrestling sphere, you are not marked safe from an Ian Skinner invasion. You have to be prepared for that at all times.
Yeah, he's like wrestling Beetlejuice.
He really is. If you say his name too many times, he turns up. And so you should definitely try and check him out. I will put in the description box the link to his socials and also the link to the infamous match between him and Jack Knudsen, Masters of Mayhem, because it's right there and it's free to watch. So I'll pop that in the description box as well. But yes, Ian Skinner, cool guy, lots of friends. Check him out if you have not already. Yeah.
Manders would be a good match as well.
Manders, yeah. I've written that. Did you see? I've written that down.
I did. I
didn't want to throw him further under the bus. But yeah.
Unless you wanted to add any more.
No. I was going to just slide it into
have a couple of matches. Ethan Allen and Luke Jacobs would always be. I think hard-hitting, strong style matches. Any of them. That's me. Yeah. I think him and Ethan Allen have a fucking slap banging match.
Luke Jacobs as well.
Oh yeah. It'd be brutal, but brutal.
Sky Smithson.
Oh, that'd be fun. He would fuck with it. They would fuck with each other so much.
She'd murder him, but it'd be so wonderful.
Be a badass about it, and it'd be hilarious. Oh, that would be great. She's got such a sense of humor.
Hello, I'm Jay Sherman, and this is Coming Attractions.
So, we are just going to do a little roundup now.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch of huge announcements of shows and things over the last few weeks. We've had...
You just round up.
Okay. Cooper has decided something outside that he's not a fan of now. So we've had the infamous announcements, one of which we actually got during this show. And we currently tonight have Burning Heart. So tonight's Burning Heart, that is tonight, is in Liverpool, right? The first one, tournament.
The Olympia.
At the Olympia. Don't know what time, but I can tell you what the card is, and it's a juicy fucking card. So we got Trent Seven versus Kenny Williams, Dijak versus Robbie X, Kid Lycos versus Mark Haskins, Harley Hudson versus Danny Luna, FSU versus Grizzled Young Veterans, and there is a 6-man scramble. And I don't know if you saw this, Petter, but the other day, Mark Haskins put out a fucking hilarious promo for his place in this show, and he tears down every single person on this card individually, but the most brutal one was Trent Seven, where he says that he looks like Dumbledore, who like got himself like a lifetime or like eternal Big Macs. It's just brutal. And who else did he also rip into? Oh yeah, he ripped into Robbie X for being bald, because that's the thing at the minute, isn't it, in the IWC? So yeah, he had a lot to say. It's up on his Instagram, so if you can check that out, do. So that's happening tonight. And then tomorrow, Burning Heart is in Manchester. And so they've got, it's like kind of final, is it the World Championship tournament semi-finals and finals. So we don't necessarily know who's going to be in that yet until that show happens, right? Mm-hmm. But we do know that we've got Danny Luna versus Holly Barlow, who is popping up left, right, and center.
She really is. Yeah, God, like I heard her name once, and now I've seen her name pop up in 5 different shows.
She's just everywhere at the minute, and people are so hot on her. I've been people saying in the Discord and stuff like, "Oh my God, you're gonna love Holly," and we did when we did see her. So yeah, and she's got Danny Luna, who again, Danny Luna's fantastic, so that's gonna be a great match. Mark Andrews versus Wild Boar. And GYV versus the Models. Those are what. And there's a 6-man scramble, but we don't know who's going to be in that yet either.
And the Models will see the return of Danny Hope, who hasn't wrestled for, I think it's over a year or a couple of years now.
Oh really?
Yeah, and he is teaming up with the other half of the Models, which is, of course, Mr. Wrestling himself, Joey Hayes.
Yes.
And I will mention one match that you didn't mention.
Oh.
Which I was waiting for you to say.
Oh. Which
one? In the Ethan Allen and Luke Jacobs.
Did I not read that out? I thought I did read it out. Sorry, I thought I did. Ethan Allen versus Luke Jacobs.
That match is going to go.
From all the matches, you didn't go down the route I had. I thought, all right, she's going to mention it. You didn't.
Oh, I thought I did. Sorry, my eyes just split that one. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's an exciting card that tonight. And I know we've got a few people who were there live. I think Charlie's going to be there as well, so he'll probably be sending updates and stuff. Excited to see what tomorrow's kind of tournament ends up looking like. That's going to be exciting.
Absolutely.
And then. Oh, and also a fun thing is that the leading man himself, Tony Wright, he is kind of ring announcing and hosting the Burning Heart shows this weekend. So like, awesome news.
Tony Wright is another future spotlight person
definitely.
That we were talking about. But he's gonna smash that shit.
Yeah,
that's gonna be very entertaining for people.
I can't wait to see what his fit is, because he is just so fashionable.
What
always
is his fit? Who's he wearing?
He has threatened as well to wear the half and half suit.
Has he? Oh, that's not a threat.
So
that's a love.
That ain't no threat.
That's a fantastic threat.
He posted that last night, and I said, Tony, don't threaten us with a good time.
Yeah,
exactly.
No,
exactly.
It's a wonderful suit.
The threat is you not doing it now.
Yeah. And then we've also got, Infamous, I've got a show coming up, Dogs of War. That's Saturday, the 12th of April. like I say, we've had a couple of announcements for that so far, and they're also doing. There's a tag tournament. The Infamous 8 is happening during this.
Very excited.
So. Oh, and also at this show, Prince Pele is kind of making his return back, and he is doing an open challenge. And kind of the stipulation for that is you can't have already wrestled at Infamous before, so whoever it is going to be making their debut.
Love that. It adds an element of excitement to like, oh, who are we going to see?
Yeah.
Love that always. We've had that at the last Infamous show as well, I think it was, or the one before, I can't remember. But either way, that's some fun shit.
Absolutely love Pele as well. And I always love how he starts his things with let's get one thing straight and two things Pele. I love it every single time. I love him. I love that man so much.
That's fucking sensational.
And then on Infamous 8, we've also got in the Infamous 8 quarterfinals, the Horde, who I think they are making their Infamous debut, are going against Tommy Jackson and Casey Payne at the VGS kind of clan. And that's exciting.
Very
But
exciting match.
I'm so excited about this kind of Infamous 8 thing. Quintessential have put themselves in there as well.
There's some story there.
There's a lot
it
of
feels like it's building to some cool shit.
And I'm hoping, obviously, for VGS Quintessential.
Yeah.
Final.
But all love.
And
Only
they'll
love.
hug it out at the end. And then we've
Out,
also
boys.
got Holly Barlow against Leah Raven,
Again.
which Leah is coming back, that's making her return as well. I think she's been away for a minute. And so that's quite an exciting match. Yep, we're going to get to see Holly Barlow at Infamous.
The hot topic.
Out of all the matches, that is the biggest match I want to see.
Yeah.
Because Holly and Leah are, I'd say, the best two women in the Northwest for me.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm genuinely.
Holly's all over the place, like you said.
Yeah.
And Leah, before she took like time away for personal reasons, was hitting her stride.
Yeah.
And that kind of, once she just had to take time out.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how she bounces back from like taking time out. I know she had a great match the other week at OPW.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I'm really interested to see, well, just Leah back anyway, because she's one of my favourite ones.
It's exciting. Really, really excited to see her come back. And also the Infamous crowd, they're always so wonderful. They I think they're going to really kind of go crazy when she comes back. And then also, we've also got Off the Page. We were going to be having a show on the 19th of April. That's at the Liverpool Irish Centre this time, so it's a different venue to where they've done the last couple of shows. And currently we've got FTM versus Lineage. We've got Sador versus Pele.
You'll like that one, Peter, right? Sador's your guy.
Oh, sorry, I was doing completely something. I wasn't listening.
You were producing, you son of a bitch, weren't you?
You were doing something.
Where did you learn that?
Work, damn you.
EJ Walsh versus Dux. And
sorry, against who?
It's DUXX.
Yeah, Dux.
Yeah.
Dux. Yeah, no.
I'm not privy, unfortunately, but again, this is why it's so fun to go to independents and go to new shows whenever we can, because then you learn about new people and then you get to follow them. Helen Charlotte Campbell's going to be there as well.
Yes,
you know,
it's good to see Helen Charlotte
it's going to be a really good show. I'm hoping to maybe see Skinner turn up. I don't know, because there's a certain someone who, you know, they had a really great match for their title. Yeah. So a picture of him holding it, and it looked like it fit him better.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Mansu's gold. Mansu's gold.
And speaking of Skinner, obviously he's got there's a show coming up, Discovery Wrestling. He is going to be having his match against Judas Gray, and yeah, I've not actually had the chance to check out Discovery.
No, not really. But it's one that we've had our ears out for. We see a lot on social media. Well, you see a lot of them, tell me, on social media.
Yeah,
so that's something we can definitely.
Interesting interestingly as well, at that next Discovery, Simon Miller's going to be there, who also has
a
a
rivalry.
past with our Ian. So yeah, there's a lot. There's so much to kind of enjoy, and not everybody is streaming, but those who are streaming, they will announce it, and usually you'll find it on like Triller or YouTube or something. But yeah, there is a lot of wrestling happening, and I've not even mentioned all the mainstream TV shows, because you'll know about them, so there's no point. But yes, go forth and enjoy your local indie show. And also, I do want to point out, it is International Women's Day today while we are recording this here podcast. And
Happy International Women's Day.
thank you. And I just
being a lady.
thank you, welcome. And I just wanted to just celebrate and shout out some other female creators. I just wanted to shout out to the Waffly Bollocks podcast, to T and Tussle. They are fantastic. Love those ladies. And Audio Kayfabe over on TikTok. She's lovely. Comically Crafted. She is a great friend of mine, extremely talented. And there are so many other women who operate within the wrestling space. And I just want to say to you all, you're fucking awesome. And I love you all. Let's keep making wrestling that place, you know?
I do have a couple of things I'd like to bring up as well.
Go for it.
I was trying to write the matches, but I couldn't find them because they are plugging other events. But so I will mention North in a minute.
Yes.
But first, because we probably won't put out another show before Friday coming, so I will mention it now. So I will be making my way next Friday to Stourbridge. I could just have you singing that over the top of it, to be fair.
Walking fast.
So anyway, next Friday sees me making my pilgrimage to Stourbridge for Bridge Pro Wrestling.
Nice.
Brand new level 2, because last year Brand New Level was the first show I attended for the promotion. So this is going to be a year following the promotion.
Oh, it's your little anniversary. Oh.
Even though it's in April, I think. But what's a couple of months between friends? So one of the main events is Millie McKenzie taking on Omari, who
nice.
I did see at OTT last year in Wolverhampton, and is one of the standouts on that particular evening. So that is a banger of a main event. We have the Battle of the Jordans in Brother Brandon taking on
looking forward to this one.
Chantel. They wrestled as the main event on the first ever show.
Yeah. Remember you telling us about that?
Brandon getting the victory over his sister. And also in January, we had the Hit and Rumble. And the final two were both Brandon and Chantel. Brandon got the better of her, and she's holding a kind of unofficial 2-0 record. So Brandon Jordan at the next show in May will be going for the heavyweight title, or the Bridge Pro Championship, because I don't think they do it in weights. So that one is going to be so brutal between brother and sister. We've also got a no holds barred match with Samuel Hughes of the Queen's Catch. Of course, the Queen's Catch, if you follow the storyline, is that of Alexis Falcon.
Yeah.
And Samuel Hughes will be taking on TJ Sky, of which TJ Sky's partner Lila Kyle got taken out at the Rumble due to the Queen's Catch. Sky wants revenge, and he's going to take it, hopefully, his frustrations out on Samuel Hughes. That is a no-holds-barred match. And in a tag team action, we will see Hyperactive, that being Anita Vaughn and Sapphire Reed, as they take on the team of Natalie Sykes and her that seems to be appearing everywhere. Even if there was an event in Mars, she would probably be there. In the Hot Topic, Holly Barlow.
Yep.
That is one match I'm really looking forward to. All for a great... I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is another match, but I just can't find it. Oh, here it is. And so we have a fatal four-way for the to decide. Who will face Brandon Jordan for the inaugural champion, which will take place at Wonderland 2 in July. Unfortunately, I'm not there because, parents have this wedding anniversary, so I'm dog sitting.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, they could have moved it for me. But anyway, so the fatal four-way is the People's Captain, Steve Valentino. He will go up against the Speed Demon in Edgar Adams, the Future in Zach Walker, and everyone's favourite Joe Blazer. So we will see what happens. I mean, it's hard to predict who's going to face Brandon for the title. But I'm looking forward to a card because Bridge Pro, just all their events are slapped. There hasn't been a bad show yet.
Yeah. I hear nothing but good things, to be fair.
If you want me to be really biased, I hope it's when I'm not there. But, Ryan, if you're listening, I'm only joking. But they have recently as well announced a show coming in May the 23rd. The show is half sold out.
Oh, this is when I saw this graphic, I thought it was an announcement that Doris was going to be doing the CBBS bedtime stories.
I think we basically joked about that.
I genuinely was like, oh, what? Okay, nice.
So as far as I know, there is only one match, which is a 6-person tag team match.
Nice. Is that Chevs?
It is.
Wow. Nice.
So you have the Medusa Complex.
Wow.
Charlie Evans making her bridge debut with Miller McKenzie, who is a staple of Bridge Pro.
Yep.
Teaming up with Brandon Jordan, and they go up against a team of Man Like Doris,
nice,
Chantel Jordan, and also making her Bridge Pro debut, Emerson Jane.
Love it.
For one match, and it's already halfway sold.
Where's the ticket price alone? That one, really. That match.
And just how much do you think you'd be paying for a match of this quality?
Yeah, what? Just that match? It's just like the show? I'd say it was about, what, 20 quid, 22?
It's for the massive total of a tenner.
Fuck off.
So for £10, you get all 6 of the best wrestlers so far.
You can't grumble. You cannot grumble.
It is always a fun time there. I mean, it must be because I basically spend about 2 hours traveling
you
to get there. So, and if I didn't think it was that good, I wouldn't be going. But British wrestling is just putting on bangers. It seems
really it's pulling it out like every week now. And we're all getting to go to a show together.
Yeah.
We're gonna all head on to the North show that they announced, which is happening in Leeds, which I'm mad excited about. Wanted to go to a North for ages, but Newcastle is just a little bit too far. Leeds is doable. I've wanted to go to North for a multitude of reasons, but one of the things that really kind of I love about them is they are a really accessible promotion, and the venue's accessible, and they even have different levels of tickets. So like accessible tickets, and then accessible tickets if you need a wheelchair too, and they're all carers tickets and things. So I love to support any promotion that kind of makes that extra effort, and North is definitely one of them. When me and Sarah did the BritWres accessibility survey, North got brought up positively quite frequently, so I'm really excited to go along. I don't really want to say what I think we might get because I don't want to spoil the finishings of the previous show, but I think we're going to get a fucking banger, and I'm just so excited to go.
I've seen 2 North shows. I saw one at the garage down in London last year, which was more like a taster, I feel, of what North is.
Yeah.
And then obviously I went for my birthday in December to the 50th show, and that show produced the match of the year for me between Millie McKenzie and Emerson Jane.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of great stuff that night. That blew everything out the water, and I felt so sorry for the match that came straight after it. But yeah, I am a long distance fan of North. One, because it's North and we're in the North, which is always a bonus. But they have mentioned about having events away from Newcastle. So they've done London, but I think if they're going to branch out and do like a couple a year away from Newcastle,
it's exciting.
It's exciting as a fan, because I think I said it to you, while RevPro and Progress are seen as the big 2 in the UK, if there was a third that could potentially not challenge but put themselves up there with storylines, the roster they have, and just like the product they have with like the coverage, the cameras, the commentary, everything is there for North to grow even bigger.
Yeah. I mean, they've also they're getting a lot of eyes at the minute as well, because I mean, there's the Dragon's Den episode.
I'm looking forward to that.
Whoever's idea it was to take Derice to that, by the way, chef's kiss. Like the guy we all know who's like, I'm going to get my t-shirts out in the ring, I'm going to sell this. The guy's a marketing genius, like get him on there, love it. And the documentary as well is now up on Triller, which we've not watched it yet, but I have been dying to watch it. So I'm really liking everything that North are doing at the minute. I like their vibe. I really like their quality of like production on their stream. You know, it was in a brewery, but it didn't feel like it was potato quality, like it was filmed on someone's old Nokia or something. It was like really great quality, really great sound. You had Dave Bradshaw over on commentary. It was really, really well put together. So yeah, I agree with you. I thought that their production, everything was right up there with Progress, is better than Rev Pro's. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see them just kill it this year, because I think they're gearing up to have an awesome year already.
Well, I've booked the hotel for Thunderstruck 3 at the Walker Dome, which is where the TNA thing Impact a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
and it's not a massive venue, but it's still big.
Nice. Yeah,
it's the right size to hold a massive event. So I am looking forward to that. Your bank balance doesn't say that.
But yeah, I think that is everything that we had planned.
That is all we have.
It is indeed. And so yeah, as always, go forth and enjoy wrestling. If you are going to be at any of the shows that we have mentioned, we'd really love to hear your thoughts when you've been. Let us know. If there are any shows that we've not mentioned and you think we should know about, leave a comment. Let us know, because we love learning about all the promotions that are around. And that's about it, really, right?
Yep.
I think all our socials should be popped in the bottom somewhere. We're good. That's everything. And have a wonderful rest of your week. And happy International Women's Day.
And should we sign off like we normally do?
Yes, let's do our cheesy wave. Bye. Bye.